How's it going, Illumineers? It is Prashan here, and this is the More Lore podcast. This is a podcast where I'm just gonna talk about Lorcana stuff, but this is the first episode. It's gonna be a little bit different than the others. This is gonna be my introduction episode. That way, you guys get to know me and know who I am. And of course, again, my name is Prashan. I started off my content journey first making stuff for Marvel Snap. I started off making my own content on my YouTube for Marvel Snap. I've streamed Marvel Snap. I've even made content for Marvel Snap for their official stuff. I introduced Activate, which was a new mechanic, and I've made like lore slash gameplay shorts too, which are freaking fun and amazing. And then I never pictured myself doing that ever. I feel like the little kid in me is like proud of me for doing stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And then yeah, and if you look at my TikTok stuff, I have lore stuff too for Lorcana and for Disney and Marvel stuff or comic stuff in general. If you've seen the stuff on my channel, I made one for the Incredibles, Toy Story, and Brave. Yeah, so if you guys like those, like them, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. But yeah, that's how I started off my content journey. And of course, I went over to Lorcana because Marvel Snap is a mobile game, and I feel like my roots in TCG was Pokemon. Like I felt like, or technically video games in general. Video games is what started off. As a kid, like my dad collected like baseball cards, basketball cards, football cards, and then comics. So of course, I that's my first time handling cards, right? Like your baseball cards that you get in the pack with the bubble gum. You get your like basketball cards, like Michael Jordan was a chase card. Everyone wanted a handful of Jordans. So like back then, that was my first time holding cards in general. And then of course comic books. Comic books, cards, like my favorite things. And then later on, Pokemon comes out. I believe I was like 8 or a little bit older, 9 when Pokemon came out. So Pokemon introduced me to that type of world because the TCG came out after. So you had Pokemon, the video game, then you had the cards. So of course I had to have the cards because I played the game. I knew what everyone did in the game. But I was coming of age. I was going from middle school to high school. So during that time, you really don't want to be caught playing Pokemon. Or I personally didn't want to be caught playing Pokemon. So I evolved to Magic. I found a group of friends that played Magic, and I started playing Magic the Gathering. I felt like it was more adult, it was more grown up. I thought, well, at the time, I saw older kids playing Magic than younger kids, so I transitioned to Magic. I believe like Ice Age, Nemesis, all that kind of stuff. And then like as high school grew on, and I was in more activities and stuff, I sort of put Magic to the side and I quit playing until about like my senior year. I worked at a place called Hungry Howie's. And shout out to David. Um, I met him there, and he was playing Magic the Gathering. And there was a card shop maybe like a little bit down the street from the Hungry Howie's. So I played on a pre-release. I think that was like my first pre-release experience. I think I got there at midnight or a little bit before midnight, and then I don't think I got home until like 6 in the morning because we were playing Magic all day in that shop. I remember my uncle was coming home, and like my uncle was like getting ready to go to work. Like, all right, like it was a long day. So I transitioned from Pokemon or basically video gaming to Pokemon to Magic. And then I ended up joining the Air Force. And then, of course, once I joined the Air Force, I dropped Magic and card games in general because it was too hard to maintain. Like, you don't find, like, I was stationed in Utah. I didn't know the card scene. That probably wasn't on my priority list or wasn't even on my brain at the time. And of course, I do my time in the Air Force. I'm out and I go into Marvel Snap. Technically, I got into Marvel Snap because my son Carter I was playing Halo. I was playing tons of Halo and NBA 2K. I felt in my heart that I was gonna be a Madden or NBA 2K streamer, right? Those were the games I was playing heavily. I felt like I was gonna make content for those types of games. I felt like I was gonna do like my player grind videos, but that didn't happen. I ended up switching over to Marvel Snap because I felt like I could play that game, or it was a game where I could play where I didn't have to pay attention, or it was basically turn based. So the opponent does their thing, I do my thing, so I could look back at it and then take care of my kid at the same time. Or it could be on mobile and I have it in my hand and I have the baby in my hand too. Or and that's how it worked. So I ditched the controller and I went to mobile gaming and I switched to Marvel Snap. And I thought I was good at the game. There's a website called snap.fan. You can see like your rankings at the time. You can upload your data, see your rankings. And then I felt, or at the time, um, I saw that I was probably like top like 50, top 25 in almost every category. And then I've been heavily into YouTube since in its inception. I think my YouTube account or my main YouTube account is almost 20 years old, which is insane. Almost half my life I've been using like YouTube for information and every single thing. Like sometimes I don't even Google things. I just go on YouTube and look things up instead of Googling. That way I can have a visual thing of it. So yeah, I decided I was watching YouTube, I saw these Marvel Snap creators, and I felt like I could do the same thing too. I don't know why, but I did. I was like, I always wanted to make content. During COVID, I was building my computer, my expensive computer to stream Madden and NBA 2K, but it did not work out that way. So I ended up making Marvel Snap content, and then it went from there. Marvel Snap community is freaking awesome. Like almost at this point, everyone knows everyone, and the community is great. So that's how I started off my content journey, and then of course with Lorcana, with playing Marvel Snap, I wanted something physical. I felt like I wanted to feel cards in my hand. I wanted to play cards again. I have like old Magic decks that are from like 2004, 2005. But I really wanted to play like something physical. So I decided to buy like whenever I saw Lorcana packs, I bought Lorcana packs. And the reason why is because I live in Florida, Florida boy, Disney boy, like my whole life. Like Disney, like I remember looking at birthday cakes from when I was a baby. Mickey Mouse was on top of them. I think when I was 8, it was Quasimodo. Hopefully he comes to Lorcana soon. But yeah, that's how it was, right? Like just Disney is a part of our life. I have passes to Disney. Like we go there all the time. I've been on like 2 Disney cruises. Hopefully we'll go on a third soon. So yeah, I felt like Lorcana was the way. Magic, I felt like might have been too expensive at the time or too much to catch up at the time. Of course, they have like rotating sets, but just looking at the landscape of it, it felt like maybe Lorcana will be a little bit more easier because there's only like 2 sets at the time or 3 sets at the time when I started playing. So that's when I got into it. I hit up Default Dan because I knew he was playing Lorcana. So I was like, hey, like what should I get? Like I think I went on eBay and I bought a bunch of like commons and uncommons of like first chapter and Floodborn just to have cards. Because I really couldn't find them anywhere. Like I would have to buy one of the like pre-made decks just to get the pack in the back, which sucked because I have tons of like seven dwarfs cards from this pre-made deck. So yeah, that's how that went, and then I started playing set champs. He dragged me to a few set champs where he's like, do this, do that, do this, do that, and you win. And that did not happen. I did not win. I would go 0-2 a lot, which wasn't a bad feeling, but like I obviously didn't know what I was doing. Like you'll be like ink this card, play Diablo on one, play Queen on one, whatever, and then I'll see the other side. Someone's playing Popsicle, doing all this other crazy stuff, and I don't know. Like looking back on it, I had no clue what I was doing. I probably had chances to win those games, but I obviously was not making the right choices at the time. But I stuck with it. I really love the game, going to releases, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's my journey, and for the most part. But now I feel like I've gotten better. I won a set champ last set, winter spell. I won one this set, so it wasn't a fluke that I'm getting better. League nights, I usually go like 3-0 or 2-1. So I've realized I've gotten a little bit better over time. Like my records aren't losing records. Like even this last set champs, I played at 4. I made top cut 3 out of the 4. I made top 8 in all set champs that I played in. So as a player, I feel a lot better. So now I feel a lot more comfortable making content for you guys, because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if I became a better player, then maybe I could explain things better, or I would feel more confident passing on information to you all. And I'm just a dude playing the game. I'm not pompous. I'm not cocky. Like I love playing the game. I love playing the community. If I get my butt beat, I get my butt beat. I'm like, what are you playing? Like, what made you make this deck? Like that is crazy. Like there's nothing I can do about it except for like laugh and maybe make a video about it later, stealing your deck and talking about how you beat me. So yeah, this channel, that's probably what it's gonna be. It's gonna be deck techs, me doing lore videos. We'll see how that goes, and of course this podcast. I think I'm gonna have maybe some guests. We'll see. Hopefully, I'll have guests. It might be me just talking, rambling, but that will be hard to do for a long time. Because even looking at it now, I think we're at like 12 minutes at the moment, and I feel like I've already talked a lot or talked your ear off. So hopefully, we get some guests here too, and I can talk their ear off. We can talk about Lorcana. We can talk about their journey. We can talk about lore stuff within Lorcana, or even talk about lore outside of Lorcana, right? Within the Disney universe that is in Lorcana, which I think is gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, that's the way the channel is gonna be, and that is me. So if you guys have any questions, I got answers or try to answer them. Get hit me up on Discord. I have a Lorcana channel now on Discord. It'll probably expand once I grow more in this area in Lorcana. So we'll definitely see. But yeah, we have Wilds Unknown. If you look at the thumbnail, it says "Wait, what?" Because when I I've been putting off this video or this pod for like maybe a week or two. This probably should have been out way sooner, because in Japan they're getting these like exclusive sleeves here, which I don't know. I don't know what I feel about it, but I feel like maybe we should have had it. Like I wouldn't have mind seeing these in Disney Springs, like the Woody and the Buzz and the aliens. I wouldn't have mind seeing them in Disney Springs, but it's all good. Maybe we will one day. But if I have any friends out in Japan that are willing to get me these, let me know. I'll definitely take them. So yeah, I was gonna make a whole rant about this, but there's nothing. I think it's still that ship has sailed as far as me ranting about these. But we have Wilds Unknown. I believe almost every card has been revealed at this point. I feel like all of the enchanteds are pretty awesome. Um, every single enchanted that's out there is freaking great. I think this is the best set, and I feel like this is why everything is selling out, because everything's so beautiful. Even though I feel like the cards might not be the best, right? We do have rotation, so I guess we'll figure things out, or things will be figured out, and the meta will be figured out. Maybe it will be pretty good over time as like people play test and figure out what's good and bad. But overall, like the art on the set, or every single set, has gotten better and better since chapter 1. And I really like the circular type of thing in the center where it like I don't know, insinuates or it pushes out like the main character or like it puts them in the forefront. Like the framing of the card is pretty awesome. And I honestly I can't even say like which is my favorite because I recently watched Brave again, and that sort of has like me and my feels a little bit. Because you got the Dumbroach family like tapestry, so I'm like crap that's like that's pretty cool. Like the tapestry, and if you watch the movie Brave, how it was cut, and then you have the like Mierda and her mom, like it's like oh man, that's freaking awesome. And then you have like Woody and Buzz. You have a friend in me, of course. Like that's probably one of my chase cards. I have Circle of Life from Fabled, which was one of my chase cards. I really, I'm so happy to have that card because I actually saw The Lion King when I was 8 years old. Honestly, I did not want to see it at first until my grandmother read the newspaper and she said that it was violent. And then it piqued my interest. My 8 year old brain was like, oh crap, there's violence? Now I want to see it. I didn't want to see it before because I thought it was a kid movie, but all of a sudden. So yeah. So Circle of Life, you got Friend and Me. Like that, like I feel like they're doing the right things as far as like making the right cards enchanted and making us chase after them. And of course, you have like Jesse as an enchanted. Like you want to have that. You have Buzz Lightyear as the iconic, especially since you're introducing Pixar. You want to put all of these characters in the forefront. Mr. Incredible, Jack, like Mrs. Incredible. Like I feel like you want to do that. Frozone. Like I feel like they've done all the right characters. Syndrome. Like that is insane. Like that like they did a pretty good job at that. Even though like Dash isn't a part of it, right? But it's fine. You can't use all the Incredibles. Um, like it's I don't know. It's awesome to see. And let me know down in the comments which is your favorite. Which is your favorite so far? I have to say, like it has to be You've Got a Friend in Me. That is my top so far. And then of course like with this set we have Disney Springs. I go out to Disney Springs every time. I feel like each set I go out at this point, since like there's so many chase things. I think after Fabled, people are like, "Oh crap, I need to get this product. I need to get a lot of it fast and quick." And that's what's happening at Disney Springs, especially with the playmat too. I missed out on the Mickey and Minnie playmat. I actually wanted to trade someone. I have the Enchanted Angel from Winterspell. I wanted to trade someone that enchanted for two mats. I still, if they're up for it, I, it piqued their interest, but I don't know. Yeah, this is just a quick podcast. I think that's all I'm going to talk about today. I just wanted to introduce myself a little bit. Next episode, I think we'll talk about like housekeeping. We'll talk about what I do with my collection or after each set going into a new one because we have like a week in between, right? Set champs are going to be over and all that good stuff. So yeah, so this is just a quick introduction. Sorry it's short or sorry it's long, depending, right? But I just wanted to let you guys know who I was. So till next time, be safe, keep on questing, and peace.